Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Today I would like to share some thoughts about fasting and nutrition. Fasting is not only a purification of the soul, it is also the purification of the body as well. As we know, all over the world, Muslims fast during this period. During Ramadan, almost all the adult Muslims fast around the world except those who are ill. And even the people among ill, they too tend to fast because of the love towards the religion. But there is no hardship on the religion because Allah wants you to have ease on your religion. If we take our fasting methodology, we start our fasting with a suhoor or sahar, and we end with it with a iftar at sunset. And during that 14 to 15 hour period of time, we are not eating anything, we are not drinking anything, we are mostly sedentary during the daytime. Therefore, we should have a balanced diet during the day, during the early morning, suhoor, and after iftar. Firstly, I would like to discuss about suhoor, the early morning pre-dawn diet. The basic principles of diets will not change during Ramadan. In any time of the year, we should eat a balanced diet. A balanced diet consists of carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, minerals, oils, fats, fiber, and especially water. When we wake up for suhoor, it is better to start the day with a full glass of water rather than taking caffeinated drinks such as tea, coffee or cola, because those drinks can have some diuretic effect, meaning it can increase your urine output and you may get dehydrated during the course of the day. Therefore, you start with a full glass of warm water and give a little break, and then you can take your tea if you wish. If you wish, you can take a little amount of tea, not much, or coffee, a little amount of coffee in a coffee cup. And then you can start your suhoor. And it is, according to the sunnah, it is always welcome to have the suhoor little bit late, like in India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. It is about 3:30 to 4:30 a.m. we might have our sahar before sahar ends. In that, the mostly what we eat in Sri Lanka is rice and curry. In some parts of India and other countries, there are people who eat chapati, paratha, noodles, pasta, and so on. Any cereals can be taken in the morning hours. But the food which you eat, the main food which you eat is cereal, and it should not comprise more than the half of your plate. Meaning, the main meal, the cereal, should not exceed 100 to 150 grams to prevent overload. And rest of the plate should be of good quality vegetable which has complex carbohydrates. There are two types of carbohydrates: the complex carbohydrates and the simple carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates are sugars which will immediately give you energy and immediately you will get hungry again. But complex carbohydrate, which are found in vegetables and fruits, will hold the energy for a longer time than the simple sugar. Therefore, it is recommended to take 2 to 3 vegetables, especially a green leafy vegetable as well. And when you finish the suhoor with a reasonable amount of moderate quantity of rice and curry, if you really want, you can have a curd, as it is customary in some part of the world. But do not forget to eat fruits. Fruits are an important part of our diet. Fruits consist of a lot of fibers, and fruits may prevent you getting from constipated. Because we have seen people who are not eating fruits during the Ramadan are suffering from constipation and hemorrhoids. And don't forget to drink a lot of water between that 1 to 1.5 hour in the pre-dawn hours. That is roughly about 750 milliliter of water that is a must, because our kidneys have to work properly to excrete the toxins. Therefore, we have to take a lot of water as well. Again, if I concentrate more on the diet, as I said, it is complex carbohydrates. We have seen some people, they do not do the suhoor, either because they are lazy to wake up in the morning, or their appetite is less at that particular time, especially on the first very few days of fasting. Therefore, they tend to eat less, and they eat a lot of caffeinated drinks, soft drinks, faluda, smoothies, etc., which has lot of sugar, which are not good, because those carbohydrates are easily absorbed and easily give energy, and around 10 to 11 am your hunger and thirst mechanisms starts to work again. Well, now we have discussed about the suhoor. Then during the day we have seen people are sleeping. Most of the people tend to sleep after Fajr Salat, which is not very advisable. If you really want, you can take a nap, but not a sleep. People tend to sleep up to 9 o'clock in the morning, even 10 o'clock in the morning, and some people even sleep up to the dhuhr, which is totally unhealthy, because soon after a meal it is not advisable to sleep. And the people who are working in their environment should not show that fasting is causing problems for them. They should do their day-to-day activities without any problem. It is guaranteed that they will not become dehydrated or hungry if they have a proper suhoor, unless they are ill, unless they are diabetics. Anyway, mild to moderate activity is not a contraindication. It is good to do a mild to moderate activity during the daytime. And if you really want to have a nap around dhuhr, before dhuhr, and during the lunch hours during your work, you can have your nap. That is okay. Now we'll consider about our iftar. When it comes to iftar, we see our people eat a lot of oily stuff during the time of iftar, which is not a good option. As per Sunnah and our tradition, we start with a glass of water, 1 or 3 dates, followed by milk, or some people they take a kanji or a soup. That particular diet is okay. That is not a problem to take such a small diet. But it is welcomed if you can drink the water and take 1 to 3 dates and a cup of milk, and then you pray your Maghrib Salah and take a rest for about 10 minutes and come back and you have your soup or kanji. Because it is not correct to have a large dose, we call it a glycemic load, at a particular time after a prolonged fasting, which is not healthy. When it comes to dates can give quick energy. They are carbohydrates, they have simple sugars, fiber, potassium, magnesium, and most of the minerals and vitamins. Therefore, it is appropriate to take 1 to 3 dates and water. When it comes to our kanji, which is served in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, India and other countries, which is a very healthy diet. It is a nutritionally balanced diet. If it comes to a kanji served here, it is comprised of rice, coconut milk, coconut oil, sometimes chicken and meat, and some people even add vegetables. So it is a balanced diet. If you take a full bowl of kanji or soup, it is equivalent to a dinner. Therefore, you need not to take a dinner late night. Well, during this iftar, what is unhealthy and unacceptable is the short eats which you eat. We see a lot of people eat a lot of short eats in the form of samosa, Chinese rolls, cutlets and patties, pizzas and burgers. These are really unhealthy. These food are fried, and these consist of a lot of salt and trans fat, which are not friendly to your heart. Therefore, if you really wish, you can minimize as much as possible to 1 maximum one. Don't go ahead with eating lot of samosas and Chinese rolls, which are very unhealthy. After your Taraweeh prayers, when it comes to the Taraweeh prayers and Isha and Taraweeh and Witr, they are in fact, you stand up, then you bow, then you go to the sujood, then you stand again. These are really exercises, but we don't do the prayers for the purpose of exercise, but in fact it is an exercise as well. Therefore, after the salah, after 20 rakats of Taraweeh and 3 rakats of Witr, you may feel a little hungry. In that case, it is better not to take a dinner like a lunch or like suhoor. It is better if you can take a little bit of curd or a yogurt mixed with fruit or a fruit salad. But remember, don't add ice cream or sugar or salt to your fruit salad. And take, again, I would stress that you should take during this 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours, that is between 6:30 to 11 p.m., take at least 1 liter of water. Water is very essential because we have to excrete our toxins from our body and we have to hydrate ourselves well. If you are not hydrated enough, the next day you might get a headache during the fasting. Some people, even after iftar, complain a little bit of headache. This is because of their dehydration, because they have not consumed enough fluid during suhoor. Therefore, these are the basic principles I would advise you to follow during the month of Ramadan. When it comes to diabetics, it's a big chapter. Insha'Allah, I will discuss that with you in my next lecture. And I would like to stress one more thing. Our people, they tend to forget to brush their teeth at night and suhoor. Maybe because of laziness. It is not advisable. You have to do that properly, because it is proven that if your oral hygiene is not good, then your chances of ischemic heart diseases are also high. May Allah bless all of us to have a healthy Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad.